Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you are new. Today we're in the late model series here at New Smyrna. Don't run practice. I just never run practice in oval. I don't know why. I just don't. It's easier to get X's and I just don't feel like it. Fastest I ran before though was a 7:20, so we'll see if we can get back to that in this qualifying. That'd be great. This track reminds me a lot of Hickory that we just ran recently, like a couple weeks ago. Like it's basically a more banked Hickory. That's how I think of this place as. And I run pretty decent here, I feel like. You just gotta really hook the bottom, because if you come up off the bottom a little bit, I lose a tenth usually. I use like that out on the wall to try to break into the corner. That turn one is awful. That was a really bad turn one. Try to have a good exit by coming off low, but it wasn't that good. 3 and 4, it's just kind of off feel. Don't go too hard, don't hit the wall, but it does come out in the middle of the corner, so you can kind of take that runoff space. Much better 1 and 2. We don't have the run coming in, but I still ran a 7, like into the mid 7s, not running the outside line coming in. Just gotta not hit the wall, and we should be in the low 8s, I feel like, at least. 881. Okay, not as good as I was hoping for. I was hoping to get down to the low 8s there, because I felt like the 1 and 2 was good enough. 3 and 4 must have not been that good, though. Which is definitely unfortunate. I know my first lap I really messed it up. I went in too hard here and just picked it up, and that just loses so much time. I could have probably gotten into the, what was it, the first lap, a 9:24. I could have probably gotten a 10th quicker with not messing up turn 1, and maybe I just wasn't aggressive enough in 3 and 4, something like that. But newer tires is a little bit more slick. After a couple laps, the tires get better to me, so hopefully we can do that in the race. So far we are third. Still got a few people left to qualify. I don't think the 6 is here because he lost. He got disconnected from the server, so probably have to wait out this whole time anyways, but hopefully we can hold on to third, so at least we can start on the bottom. Alright, well, we fell down the 4th. The number 1 car ran a 6, which is absolutely flying. Hopefully we could have a pretty good start. Being on the outside, it's going to be rough. Hopefully I can slot into line pretty quick. There's not many cars. There's really only, what, 8 of us, because the 6 car is not here. So I really can't fall back too far, but I don't want to have to try to pass people because it's going to be kind of tough pass people unless people mess up. But if you guys like this kind of racing, hit the like and subscribe button. That way it lets me know you guys enjoy watching this as well. Slow at every track. Oh god, that guy was saying, who, Ken, I think, the 8 car, he was saying he used to like this track and now he's not as good as it. He's really slow. It could have been changing tires or the setup. Stuff like that, because they can change season to season, or if they do an update on the car. You never know. Anything can happen. But hopefully we can have a good race. At Hickory, I felt like I was really good. Started on the outside pole, and then fell off really fast by making mistakes, and then got wrecked right at the end after I passed the guy clean, like racing him for most of the race. So hopefully we don't get dumped here. That's the main goal. Don't get dumped. Try to have a good race. Maybe 3rd place won't have a good start and I can get into 3rd real fast. That'd be great. But it seems like there's a top 4 of us might run away with it real quick, but 5th isn't that far back, to be honest. But it all matters on how consistent you can be with it. That's the main thing. Consistency is very key in these. Don't slide your tires too much. Don't try to get on the brakes too hard getting into these corners. Because on new tires, it wants to slide out on you and spin. And then coming off the corners, same thing. If you just like nail the gas out of nowhere, coming through the corner, it might want to spin on you on new tires. Older tires, it just kind of gets tight and just pushes up at the wall. So you don't really have to worry about it as much. Well, you still have to worry about hurting the car though, because you don't want to push it too hard to where it's just pushing out the wall. But hopefully we can run pretty decent. That's my goal. Because the last few oval races have not gone to plan. Talladega, we ended up caught up in a wreck, which I didn't think we had much damage, and I stayed out when the caution came out, and I should have pitted. Peter's going. This place had a really good start, which is bad for us. So I really can't get down. I just don't want them to slide up onto us, put us in the wall or anything, get any damage early. I'll try to slide in behind the 4 car. Because the bottom's definitely going to be faster. If you could pinch the guy down, you can probably get a run off on the corners. but I don't want to try to burn up my front right doing that. And the leader is just checking out because people are side by side for second. The 5 car is actually holding him off right now. He's doing a hell of a job running out there. Got into second, nice. Let's see how hard the 4 car pushes it on the 3 though this early. Because we got 50 laps. There's no cautions though is the main thing. You really don't want to end up in a wreck and damage your car. Because the D-class race, no cautions. You do get a fast repair. If you do end up in a wreck, they touched a little bit. But no harm, no foul. 4 car sent it in there. That's what I was talking about. Going in too deep because the car wants to spin out on you.
Good job.
He went in super deep. I'm surprised they didn't wash all the way out to the wall. The 4 car hit the front left of the 3. Sent them both up, but neither of them got like into the wall really bad. They both missed the wall completely though. I was hoping they were going to wreck out into the outside wall. That was my hope when I can get into third. We are car number 2, so probably have to finish top 3 to even gain any I rating. Even finishing third might not gain any. But yeah, there was like 18 or there's about 17, 18 people that registered for this race, and they split us up, which is disappointing because it would have been more fun with a bigger field for sure. I pushed it too hard there off of 4. Had to get off the gas coming off so I didn't smack the wall. People seem like they're having a higher arc in, maybe trying to get like a lower run off is my guess. But I like going in low because I feel like it just pushes on me the higher I get. Because in 3 and 4 I can kind of roll it a little bit more. 1 and 2 I kind of have to get on the brakes for a little longer to get it to stay low. So maybe 1 and 2 is better to do that like higher line than drop down low. I don't really know. Oop, I got the apron a little bit. That got me sideways. I was on the apron for a little too long there. Sometimes you can get the apron to help you turn the slightest bit, but I was on the apron for a little too long there. It got me sliding off the corner. At least I was able to save it. Wasn't too bad. Still somewhat in touch of the second and third place here. First place is just far out there at this point. And he looks like he's pulling away even more. He is consistently fast. And that's the best thing to be, for sure. But yeah, I really wish they would have kept all 17, 18 of us in the race at once. It would have been hectic. Dang it, I hit that wall. I'll probably do that a couple times this race. Because there's that opening on the front stretch. You can kind of take advantage of it and use the wall to like kind of point you down towards the corner. But you don't want to hit it, obviously, with your front right like I did. I didn't really do any damage, but don't want to do that. I kind of use that wall like to try to point down towards the corner at that point. So I'm not on the brakes and turning at the same time too much. But with 3 car behind me is keeping pace with me. It seems like he might be catching me the slightest bit. The 4 car is catching the 5 as well. So he's being pretty consistent, quicker than the number 5 car up there. Went in a little too high. That got me loose going in, but it kind of worked out. It felt like a good corner, but I was just loose. 4 car got to the inside of the 5 there. We'll see if he tries to push it super hard again and slide up the track into him like he did the 3. But the 5 car was able to hold off the outside earlier. He kind of slid up there into the 5 a little bit. 5 kind of avoided him. But the 4 definitely pushes it really hard when he's under somebody and pushes up. 3 car is definitely catching me the slightest bit though. 4 car is fast for sure. But when he gets on the inside of somebody, he kind of doesn't do it super clean. I guess that's short track racing. It's one way to do it, in a way. Yeah, 3 cars starting to catch me. The tires are feeling worn out and the car is just super tight. I probably need to back up my corners a little bit and just get the car to rotate so I can get on the gas. I might be pushing it too hard into these corners is the main thing. Sometimes slowing down will make you faster. A lot of times slowing down will make you faster. Like just back up your corners a little bit and you'll see like a world of difference sometimes. Then you just think if you'd have done that the whole race, tires would have been a little bit better, and you might have been in a better position overall in the race. Trying to wait on the car to turn more, and it seems to be working out, getting away from the 3 car a little bit, but maybe he's just messing up more at this point. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really see him doing anything wrong back there, but I am kind of losing the 5 a little bit. The 4 car is gone at this point. Not worried about him. We do have the 7 car kind of catching the 3 behind us, which is very interesting. He might come into play at some point. He's running really fast times. But yeah, leader's checked out. 2nd place is checked out from 3rd at this point.
Go ahead and 1, Captain.
And then 5 cars starting to pull from us, it seems like. It all depends if I wait for my car to rotate. It seems like I have a really good corner sometimes and sometimes not. Like right there, I felt like I had a really good corner and it looked like I pulled away from the 3 behind me. I really just don't want to push up off the corner too hard and hit the wall is the main thing. That's like the main worry in this race for me. I'm not that worried about spinning out at this point. Once you get past the first like 2-3 laps, it's not bad. It's actually a lot easier to handle, in my opinion. Just on cold tires, it wants to slide a ton. I just don't want to damage my steering by smacking the wall. I might damage my steering just by wearing out the front right more, but try not to actually hurt the steering. I don't know where I'm losing more time. Probably in 1 and 2 is my guess to the 5 car, because I feel like I'm better in 3 and 4 than I am in 1 and 2. I think I stay a little lower there, and I try to get a straight line coming off the corner as much as I can. But 1 and 2, it seems like, is where I struggle more. 7 car is definitely catching the 3 and me. He's catching both of us. He's only 0.8 back at this point. We'll see how quickly, or if at all, he can get around the 3, because getting to one guy is something, and then passing is a whole nother thing. This track does have a weird thing, if you've noticed, in turn 1 and 2. 3 and 4 doesn't do it really bad at all. It's more just the shadows. You can kind of still see the white of the car for the most part. But in 1 and 2, it just really blinks black, and then it'll come back white coming off the corner, because that's my paint scheme. It's really odd, like the lighting in turn 1 and 2. It blinks black right there, blinks back right white. But in 3 and 4, and on the backstretch, you can see the shadows go over it, and it doesn't just change rapidly. Very odd. So if you guys were seeing that, yeah, I see it too. It's not as annoying because I'm focusing on the track, but I can definitely see it. And sometimes when I notice it, it'll catch my eye and it'll distract me for a second. Seem to be keeping pace with the 5 though. A little bit over halfway in this race already. This race seems like it's taking a lot longer than like the Hickory race already. Maybe because we're so spread out and there wasn't as many people, I don't know. Have pulled away from the 3 a little bit. The 7's a second back now. So I've gotten a couple tenths on both of them, but the 7 car is going to be battling with the 3 here in a couple laps most likely. But I don't want to pay attention to them. I want to pay attention ahead of me. I was just seeing what kind of speed I had. Yeah, I kind of need to angle it out a little bit more in 1 and 2 it seems like. It doesn't want to rotate off the corner. If I can get it to rotate in 1 and 2, I could probably catch the 5 car. Let's see. If I kind of do what they're doing, going a little higher, let it roll, and then come down the track. Doesn't still rotate as much as I want it to, because I want to get on the gas harder. In 3 and 4, it really like just hooks and goes, but it might be because I'm catching the apron slightly. I had to get off there so I didn't smack the wall harder. Barely scraped it at least.
20 laps to go right now when you cross the stripe.
20 laps left. I'm really trying not to smack the wall off of 2 mainly, because off of 4 you see the wall goes out, like I've said a couple times, and I try to take advantage of that, like going out to the wall, and then off of 2 it's just flat, so you'll really hit it a lot harder. You won't really completely hit the front right coming off of 4 most of the time, unless you really fuck it up. Kind of got a little too hard into that corner. Back end started to kick out a little bit, but it was pretty easy to manage. Like, it probably didn't look like anything to you guys, but I felt the car get really light going into 3. But I got on the brakes just a little bit too much. But we're kind of just keeping pace with the guys around us. 5 car might be pulling away the slightest bit, like, from the eye test, but I haven't looked at the relative that much to him, so I don't know what my time was. Just, like, looking at it with the eye, he looks like a little further away at this point. And then the 3 and 7 behind me, yeah, I'm still, like, same with them, 0.7 and 1. I was really hoping the 7 could get side by side with the 3 so they could battle it out and then lose some more time. The side by side loses a ton of time at a track like this because you can't get on the gas to come up off the corner, and then the outside guy just has a rough time in general because he can't really do much. Because he's on the outer lane, he still can get on the gas, but he doesn't have as much room coming off the corner is the main thing. Yeah, this track's fun. I do like New Smyrna. I've never been there in real life. I know it's pretty close to me. I know it's over by Daytona-ish. Like, it's on the way to Daytona. And I've been to Daytona a few times, but I'm on the opposite coast. But I'd like to go to New Smyrna sometime for, like, some of the big races they have. Do want to go there at some point. Probably, like, right before the Daytona 500, because I know they have, like, their big races, like, the week before Daytona 500, I want to say. Or, like, leading up to. God, it is pushing so hard off of 4 right there. Back end's starting to get more squirrely into these corners, and they're starting to catch me from behind. For sure now. Definitely need to be better on these last 12 laps. Because do not want to lose any more spots. I'm already going to lose a little bit of iRating probably, finishing 4th out of 9, technically 9, but really only 8 in the race. Already going to lose some iRating, so let's try to minimize the damage as much as we can. But the car is definitely not rotating nearly as much. I'm interested to see the tire wear at the end of this race. I always like looking at that. Sometimes I forget, which I make myself mad. I get myself mad over. I really want to see the tire wear just to see it and know how much I burnt out my tires. But I'm not like a really good judge on like if that was any good or bad, to be honest. I just kind of go off what my car feels like. And it doesn't feel good right now. Front right is gone, which it still might be in like the 70s or something, but it is not turning very much. 5 car is definitely pulling off on me. Still have a decent gap back to 7 car. It's the 3 that's picked up his pace. Pace? No, pace without a T. I'm stupid. I can't speak half the time. I can't think about what I'm even saying half the time anyways. So I misspeak a lot. This track is a challenge within itself, just because of how tight the car does get. To run fast laps, like, holy crap, I don't even see first place anymore. He's 8 seconds ahead. And we're only running 19-second laps. That's almost half the track. He's getting close to it. He's getting very close to half the track in front of us. Good to know we won't be lapped for sure. 3 cars running like a higher line. And 3 and 4, it seems like I pull off on him. But 1 and 2, I'm trying to get better at. I really got to wait on the throttle though. I just don't want to give... I don't want to give him room to dive into me though. 7 car is starting to catch up a little bit. I am definitely not very quick at the later part of this race. But hey, we qualified 4th. We're still in 4th at least. We lost a spot to the 4 car, but gained a spot from the 3. They are passing lap traffic up there, but he's like 4 seconds ahead of 2nd place also. That is crazy. 5 laps to go. 7 car is catching the 3. I had a really bad turn 1 there though. I don't know how you could text and drive, like type and drive. It depends on where your keyboard is, I guess, but I'd have to look at a keyboard to type and then I would wreck myself. And plus my keyboard's to my left. I would definitely wreck myself. I could barely type while looking at the keyboard, let alone drive and type. 3 car has got the 7 on his ass now. So he's either going to be going a little slower trying to block him and just seeing what he does, or he might be sending it into these corners deeper to not get hit by the 7. Which, in all that, might get them close to me, because I don't want him to be diving these corners. 2 laps left. That was a good 3 and 4. Give me a little room at least. Back end's definitely a little light later on in this race, probably because there's like not much fuel left in it. Yeah, you got 1.3 gallons left. Wow. Like they made the gallons on this car as close as it could. Okay, 1 lap left. They are 0.6 back. Okay, they had a really bad 3 and 4. 7 cars getting to the inside of the 3, so yeah, I'm not gonna have to worry about them. Try to watch to see what happens. See if the 3 got back by him. And it looks like he's going to hold that spot. I thought the 7 was going to get into his left rear there. That last, or the first corner 1 and 2 there. But yeah, they were super fast. Good race overall. Clean. Stayed clean overall. 4 car got into the 3 and the 5 trying to get by them. I don't know if exactly the 5, but I know he got into the 3 for sure. Because he moved them up the track. But overall, clean race. I just stayed where I was at pretty much. Let's go back to the beginning, see the kind of start. 4 car had a very good start overall, so I couldn't drop down, unfortunately. So fell back to 5th early on. Tried to hold him off a little bit, but the 5 actually held off the 3 on the top side, which is very impressive. He did very good in the opening, which also, that reminds me, tire wear. 84 and 85 on the back right. So left side doesn't get wearing out at all. Wearing out, I don't know. I'm freaking an idiot. It's okay. But he held out on the 3 car, which in that case really gave me the spot in front of the 3 once the 4 got into him, because the 4 really sent it in when he was under the 3 car. Did he go under him here? No, not quite. He was very fast. There's no doubt about it. The 4 car was very fast, but when he was running under somebody, like, he would just go up to him and watch. So he goes under. 3 car gives him enough room to stay down. I'm pretty sure in 1 and 2 here. Oh, they almost touched there. I think I remember that. I think 1 and 2 here, he sent it in, got really loose, sent it up the track, got into the front left. I thought I was going to send them both out into the wall, which would have been great for me. But overall, that was it. And then when he caught the 5, he did about the same thing, except without getting loose. Pretty sure he did the same thing without getting loose for the most part. Yeah, he sent it in, stayed low. He came up a little bit, but not really high at all. But I'm pretty sure in 3 and 4 here, he like sent it in. Didn't get loose like he did the first time, but he pushed him up the track. Okay, it wasn't as bad as the 3 car because he didn't get loose, but he did push him higher up the track for sure. If the 5 car wanted to run the second lane, he couldn't because the 4 car sent it in super deep. And you could see the 5 react to it right about here. He goes right. You can see his hands twitch a little bit and moves him up the track. He never got into the 5 though. But overall, good race. I don't really think there was any incidents besides the 3 car. We'll go and look. This is when he sent it in on the 3. I thought he was going to wreck it here, man. I really was hoping. But that was it for that. What lap is this? 24? So it went a while without somebody doing anything. 7 cars scraped the wall off of 2. 3 cars scraped the wall off of 2. Again, the 7 car, I think this is on the front stretch this time. Yeah, scraped this car in the front stretch. I think it's the same straightaway. I don't know what happened there. The leader is going to actually hit the wall off of 2 a little bit. Just barely in the back end. He was really pushing it, and that's the end of the race. There was like no incidents. 0 incidents through the race? Oh no, they had 4. What? Did they really get a 4X for getting into each other in that one turn? I guess so. That's very surprising. I didn't think there was going to be any X's because I thought it would have been a 0X. But really, he didn't end up with any damage, did he? He had a little bit front left, barely. But that really didn't affect his car. It just affected that time of the race for him. But overall, clean race. Came out with 4th. I'll take it. A lot of fast guys in this race. Wish it would have been all 17 or 18 in this race. That would have been a lot more fun, I feel like. And it would have been a lot more chaos, too. A lot of people wrecking, most likely. So, good win by the 1. He was super fast all race, and 4 cars very fast as well. He just had a bad qualifying time, I guess. So, let's go see what we end up getting out of this. Alright, race results are in, and 23:42 in the strength of field, not too bad. Number 1 car ran a 7:58, like lap 7. I told you, the tires kind of get a little better a few laps in, which is very interesting on how that works. Like, everybody had their fast lap at least 4 laps in or higher. Actually, the 9 car had it on lap 3, but everybody had pretty quick times after like 5 laps, 4 or 5 laps. It's so weird how the tires work at this track, but that's how it is. And then they really fell off for me, at least. I don't know if I burnt out my front right. Like it said, it was at 84. The back right was 85. So those are about even, but don't know what the leader or the 4 car were at for the tire wear. It would have been real interesting to know. I actually think the 4 car might have been a little quicker later in the race to the 1, but maybe the 1 wasn't pushing it very hard because he had nobody near him. But the 4 car was flying. He was very fast. But we lose 11. iRating, not awful. Gain some safety, gain 11 in that, which is fine, I guess. I have a ton of safety, so I'm not worried about that. I know I lost whatever it was, probably in the Talladega race last week. But that is what it is. That's Talladega. Didn't run a very fast lap in this race overall, but I was kind of around people most of the time. So I'm happy with how the race went for the most part. I wish there was more people in it. It sucks that they split us. Like, there was 2 different splits. So there was either 18, 17 in total that registered. It would have been fun to have all of them in the one race. Like I said, it would have been chaos, but it would have been fun chaos, I feel like, more than this race. Because literally the only 4X in this race was the 4 getting up into the 3, which was really nothing. If they would have, like, wrecked into the wall or something, that would have made more sense to me. But there was barely any contact there overall. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the race regardless. Let me know if you guys ran this race earlier in the week or if you guys are planning to. Let me know how you do. Appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.